Okay. See what we got here. Hello, little baby Bobby boy. I have been watching your videos for 5 years now. Wow. Your wise wisdom and sage advice has always been dear to me. I have been going cranky grumpster mode for a few months now. I am currently trying to start a career as a writer, living in New Donk City. I assume you mean New York City, which is cool. I am struggling with doubt and fear over the risk I am taking to pursue this dream of mine. Do you have any illustrious counsel for me as I enter this volatile phase of my life? Forever indebted, Bartholomew. Well, thanks for that, Bartholomew. And thanks for watching. Oh, hang on, that's my microphone. What do I have to say to you? I mean, when I think about this kind of stuff, like, people are always calling me, asking me for advice and stuff, writing me letters. And sometimes I kind of think about it. Because for me, I never really need to ask people for advice. I mean, I do solicit advice, and maybe this is what you're doing. I solicit advice, I'm like, that guy, he probably seems like he knows what to do here. I already kind of think I know what to do. I have a path forward, but it wouldn't hurt to get some feedback. So sometimes I do that. But if you're really asking for advice, I mean, obviously I'm not anywhere near in your position. I don't know what your golden path looks like to you. If you're genuinely asking for advice from someone, to me it kind of betrays, I'll use the word insecurity loosely. It's an insecurity. You feel insecure. You feel confused. You feel like you are in a foreign land that is cloudy, and you don't know the streets, you don't know the roadways, you don't know the people, you don't know the language. That's kind of what you feel like. And so you think, you feel a loss of perspective. And so you need to go ask someone who has perspective. But the problem with that is, the reality is that absolutely everyone is just as confused as you are. Especially the people that think they've got it figured out, especially the people that are immersed in some kind of culture or attitude or belief system. The absolute best thing that you can do for yourself is to discover your own philosophy, your own truth, your own way of navigating things. Because that's the only projection onto reality that's going to map directly onto your brain and your physiology. Nobody else's philosophy is going to click like a perfect puzzle piece into your brain. So when you go seeking advice from people, and don't get me wrong, you came to the right place. You should seek for my advice. I understand that I'm a wizard, and I give sage counsel. I have sagacious wit and wisdom to offer. I understand that. But when you go seeking advice from people, you're necessarily going to get lost. You're going to get more confused because, first of all, they don't actually know the reality. You're talking about being a writer in New Donk City. Everybody has different tastes, right? So if you go and ask someone, what should I publish? What should I write about? Who should I talk to? You're only going to lose your own path by doing that. You should just make what you think is good. And granted, you probably have bad taste. You probably do. Mama, you ought to see this. I don't know how to get these guys out of here. They're getting all over everything. And they're sniffing all my things, Mom. And they're looking at me too, like they want something.
I don't know what to tell you, Robert.
I don't know what they're chewing on either. They're chewing on something.
Yeah, they'll eat anything. I think they're goats, Robert. The ones you sent me a picture of, I looked at really.
Well, I don't really know, because they might also have sheep that are different. No, dude, get out of there. Crazy guy. Now they're snorting at me like I did something wrong to them. What the hell do I do? Is that good?
They're probably sheep. It says sheep or hairy browsers, so that's right too. She has long tails that hang down. But sometimes they're dogs, you know, so they have goats like short tails. Goats typically have.
And also, well, first of all, on having bad taste, your taste is going to get better, and it's all learning. You're always learning, and you're skill building. I never really did like this. I think that artist types, no offense, really no offense, I love art and I love artists, but you can't get too absorbed into this kind of flowery attitude of like your personal vision or like style or anything like that. Sometimes that's epic, but really it's kind of narcissistic, even when the greats do it. I mean, think about Pablo Picasso, just as an example. Horrendous art, narcissistically stuck to his style, and he becomes one of the most epic painters of all time. You don't actually want to be like that. That's ridiculous, okay? You want to have stylistic integrity, but you don't want to be an egomaniac for real. You don't. Because the thing about that is it's a lottery. Okay? You don't want to be one of these people getting what amounts to lottery tickets. You probably feel like you're doing a real renegade thing, and you are. But that doesn't mean you need to make the gamble even more improbable for yourself. And this is where this applies to any vision, anything that you're trying to be ambitious about and trying to pursue, any passion, including business and technology and science. You're doing something where you're trying to sell the things that you like to people. You're trying to make artwork that you think is of good taste, and then you're trying to sell it to other people. That necessitates that you're going to make a compromise between your work, the shit that you think is the coolest and the hottest, and the shit that you think is going to sell well. I mean, let's say I designed a little robot that pours my coffee for me. I would probably want the robot that pours my coffee to also do my taxes. You know, maybe I have poor taste like that. But I realize I'm not going to be able to sell that. That's insane. Even if I think that that's actually the perfect combo, I'm going to need to make compromises with people, right? I think the attitude that you need to bring, because this is a necessary compromise that everyone makes once they want to participate in like a ecosystem or economy, you're going to lose some of your vision. You're going to have to sacrifice something that you think is the best so that you can broaden the impact that you're having. Because the other option is you could just isolate yourself and make art that you think is genuinely pure and perfect and adheres to your own unique vision, which is totally legitimate. But I think that you probably, and most people, I think as they kind of mature, you start wanting to have impact and you start realizing your tastes are not perfect. If anything, when you get feedback from people that you trust, people that you like, people that you think have good taste, it only elevates the work that you do. So in that sense, it's not really a sacrifice at all. It's kind of a creative destruction of your own ego. At the same time, stick to your vision. I mean, be aggressive about your own vision. Because there's too many tasteless people on here that are trying to scalp you and control you. You can't let that happen. And so that's going to require a level of defiance. It's going to require a level of bravado. It's going to require you to say no to people that are smart with ideas that are smart. You need to carve your own little moat around your own little castle, your own little vision castle, your own little preference castle. Because people are trying to invade, especially in New Donk City. I mean, that is the place where, there's scavengers there. They're like vultures and buzzards. They're hawkish. You need to be vigilant. Am I contradicting what I just said about how you need to make a compromise? And how you need to, kneel on the dirt and kiss the feet of everybody else? No, because it's exactly the same thing. And your skill at making this ambition a reality is just going to be determined by your ability to maneuver that line. Your skill in fulfilling this ambition is just going to be determined by your ability to walk that tightrope. Don't be shitty about it, Bartholomew.
Early.
Be aggressive, be vigilant, but be understanding, be perspectived, be lucid, be humble. That's my sagacious counsel for you. I know some people say shoot for the moon and you'll land on or it's really kind of the opposite. If you shoot for the moon, well, your uncle's probably trying to get you to write Rick and Morty fan fiction for him. If you shoot for the moon, you're probably gonna land. One second. I don't even know if I really believe this thing I'm gonna say here. You need to send your uncle that YouTube clip, well, for whatever, that clip of the Joker from The Dark Knight where he says, if you're good at something, never do it for free, and then you ghost your uncle. Why don't you get a real job, like sewing? You need to send your uncle that YouTube clip, well, for whatever, that clip of the Joker from The Dark Knight where he says, if you're good at something, never do it for free, and then you ghost your uncle. Just put it in ChatGPT. Just put it in ChatGPT and let it write your books for you or whatever you write, poems or something. And then just spend 12 hours playing video games. Why aren't you doing that?